So the Planeswalkers from the Core Set 2021 Planeswalker decks have all been revealed, along with some of their supporting cards. Hey everybody, it's Dave here from Dragonhill Games. Let's dive right in and have a look at these Planeswalker deck Planeswalkers, and we'll do it in Wooburg order, I guess. So we'll start right here with Basri, Devoted Paladin. And all of these Planeswalkers from the Planeswalker decks are 6 mana cost Planeswalkers. They're always pretty crazy in the Planeswalker decks. They're not usually playable, but they make for fun decks, especially for newer players. All right, so Basri, a Devoted Paladin. 2 white and 4, we get a legendary Planeswalker, Basri. He enters the battlefield with 4 loyalty counters, and he has a +1 ability, put a +1/+1 counter on up to 1 target creature. It gains vigilance until end of turn. His -1 is whenever a creature attacks this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on it. And his -6 alt is creatures you control get +2/+2 and gain flying until end of turn. Pretty lame alt, I gotta say so myself. Usually alts that only last till end of turn, not that fantastic. All right, let's look at the supporting cards, because like usual with all of these sort of Planeswalker deck Planeswalkers, they come with a supporting card that essentially just fetches out the Planeswalker out of your deck. So we have Basri's Aegis. This is 2 white and 2, it's a sorcery, and you put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures. You may search your library and or graveyard for a card named Basri's Devoted Paladin. Reveal it and put it into your hand. If you search your library this way, shuffle it. Let's move along to blue. So for blue, we're going to get Teferi, Timeless Voyager. Again, a 6 mana cost Planeswalker, 2 blue and 4. He's a legendary Planeswalker. Teferi enters the battlefield with 4 loyalty counters. His +1 is draw a card. Now his -3 is put target creature on top of its owner's library. And his -8 is each creature target opponent control phases out. So until the end of your next turn, they can't phase in. Essentially, they're bringing back phasing, which is a really interesting choice. I mean, I guess we're a little bit hurting for new mechanics, so why don't we bring back an old one that nobody really understood, right? So anyway, but phasing is essentially you treat a card that's phased out as though it doesn't exist in the game anymore. It actually can't be interacted with in any way, shape, or form. All counters and any things like auras and stuff like that that were on the card come back and return with the card when it phases back in. So essentially, when it comes back in, it's like it was there exactly as it was before it phased out and nothing ever happened. So Teferi's accessory card or fetch card is Teferi's Wavecaster. Now this thing is 2 blue and 3. It's a Merfolk Wizard, a 3/3, and it has flash. And when Teferi's Wavecaster enters the battlefield, you may search your library and or graveyard for a card named Teferi, Timeless Voyager. Reveal it and put it into your hand, and then of course shuffle your library. Let's move along to black. So for black, we have Liliana, Death Mage, another 6 cost Planeswalker, 2 black and 4. She also enters the battlefield with 4 loyalty counters. Her +1 is return up to 1 target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. It's not terrible for a +1 ability. It's actually pretty good. -3 is destroy target creature. Its controller loses 2 life. And then for -7, the alt is target opponent loses 2 life for each creature card in their graveyard. Again, a little bit underwhelming for an alt. So Liliana's accessory card is Liliana's Scorn. Now this is 2 black and 3. It's a sorcery and destroy target creature. And then you search your library and or graveyard for Liliana Death Mage, reveal it, and then obviously shuffle your library. So for red, we have Chandra's Flame Catalyst. This is also 6 mana, 2 red and 4. We get a Chandra with 5 loyalty on this one. Her +1 is Chandra's Flame's Catalyst, deals 3 damage to each opponent. And her -2 is you may cast target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard. If that spell would be put into your graveyard this turn, exile it instead. And then her alt at -8 is discard your hand, then draw 7 cards until end of turn. You may cast those from your hand without paying their mana cost. Now her alt is actually pretty good. I have to say, of all of the Planeswalkers I've seen from these Planeswalker decks, this is probably the best one so far. Now her accessory card is Chandra's Firemaw. So also 5 costs, 2 red and 3. It's a creature, a Hellion, a 4/2 with haste. And when Chandra's Firemaw enters the battlefield, you may search your library and or graveyard for a card named Chandra Flame's Catalyst. Of course, you reveal it, put it into your hand, and then shuffle your library. And finally, we have green. Green has Garruk, Savage Herald. So another 6-cost Planeswalker, 2 green and 4, enters the battlefield with 5 loyalty counters. That feels pretty good for Garruk. He's usually pretty beefy. He has a +1, that is reveal top card of your library. If it's a creature card, put it into your hand. Otherwise, put it onto the bottom of your library. Not terrible for a +1. His -2 is target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to another target creature. So sort of a pseudo removal, seems also pretty good. And his -7 is until end of turn. Creatures you control gain, you may have this creature assign combat damage as though it weren't blocked. So here's an alt that can actually end the game, obviously depending on your board state. And his color card or his accessory card is Garruk's Warsteed. Again, another 5 mana cost creature. It's a Rhino. It's a 3/5 with vigilance. And when Garruk's Warsteed enters the battlefield, obviously we search our library and or graveyard for Garruk Savage Herald and then shuffle our library. All right, what do you guys think of these new Planeswalkers from the Planeswalker decks for Core Set 2021? Do you think you'll be buying any Planeswalker decks this time around? Why don't you let me know in the comments section below? And if you like this video, go ahead and smash that like button. It really helps me out, and we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.